Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. We have the Super Mario Randomizers 2024 League Fireflower Division starting here shortly. We have Dustminion, JonnyLink, MarkyMark679. I am DLP316. We have an exciting matchup today. This is a group of 6. And every matchup is going to be 3 players, and everybody got a little taste of what the league is going to look like this year. With the Tanuki League yesterday, shout outs to the Tanuki League for having a fantastic opener and showing us a little bit about how the Randomizer League is going to work this season. Their flags, however, are a little different than the Kingslayer and the Fireflower division. The theme for this season is different from the first. Every week there's still going to be 2 seeds with a Mario Kart style point system. And the seeds are going to be hopefully vastly different, whereas the gimmick here in week 1, the Jekyll flags, or the first seed, Jekyll, as in more standard. The flags that are going to be played are going to be known by the players. So there's not going to be any question about what's going to be randomized. The players are going to know exactly what is randomized. In the hide seed, the second seed, everything is may or may not be on. So tends to be a lot more erratic and random and crazy, a la Jekyll and Hyde. That's the reason why I picked that. But however, for the first seed, the flags are going to be that the stages remain native to their world, but the forts are shuffled. Fred fixed the randomizer, so we no longer need frog friendly. So Fort Knox can be anywhere now. All the stages are questions. There's no end card. The flags are going to be progressively harder as the weeks go on. Week 1's not too bad. The hammers may or may not break locks. The sun and boss bass are going to be fast and activate sooner in all the flag sets. And a new thing to the randomizer is that Boom Boom's HP can be randomized, and it is not static across the seed. So Boom Boom's HP may be randomized anywhere from 1 to 5 hits. And if you've played this game since, you're a kid, that can throw you off very easily when you're expecting 3 and they go down in 2 or 4 and you're just waiting there and you take damage. But these runners are good enough to remember that. The only Mac patcher that is applied to this and throughout every seed is that Bowser and the Koopalings hitboxes will be fixed as intended, or the Bowser fight will be fought as intended. No hitbox shenanigans. So I've said enough. Let's set these runners on their way. Get your guests in chat for what you think World 1 is going to be. I'm going to go with World 7, as always. Let me set them free here. Okay. We should start to get a countdown on the screen from MarkyMark here when it's ready to go. Also, new layout for SMB3R 2024, done by Crateris, who did the first layout. Very nicely done. Looks great. And just as a little teaser, there is an additional layout for any 1v1s that we need that is also quite hype. I've seen it. It's awesome. It will be used at some point. So just a little teaser for that. These players are no strangers to the SMB3R community. Dustminion and JonnyLink have participated in several tournaments. MarkyMark. This is their first event. However, they have been playing along. And here we go. World 7. Let's go. The worst world to start in. these flag sets because you can get 4-7-1, 7-6 without power-ups. Looks like JonnyLink is going right for the fort, and Dustminion and MarkyMark are as well. Of course, it's 7F2 and 7F1 in World 7. The forts, the option, they are not necessarily supposed to be in their native world. However, it is this time. Fort Knox, not a horrible fort to see early if all your opponents play it, because you can guarantee yourself 3 power-ups and be fully powered up for the rest of the world. It's nice to start. Dustminion and MarkyMark just going for 7F2. Can't really blame either of these routing decisions. They're all just taking the fort as they come, because odds are there's probably an obstacle at the end. JonnyLink getting a little synced up here. JonnyLink uses the Princess Peach patch, which is only a graphical change. Sonic Chicago, the point system is the same as the other divisions, except it's just 9, 6, and 3. There's just no 1 point. Fort Knox, or 7F2 did not break that lock, so JonnyLink appears to maybe be on the right path, depending on what the pipe after this. Dustminion and MarkyMark might be a little behind here. Let's see where this pipe goes for Johnny. Okay, so unless they find a hammer, it looks like 7F2 is going to be required. Johnny has already found the path, but it looks like he's going to have to do a little bit of backtracking to go back and play 7F2. There's always the option for checking the plant stage, but looks like he's getting a little turned around at the moment. But with hammers, may or may not break locks. It's not a guaranteed anyways, so he's desperately trying to find the fort here. He needs to go back to the very first island. I think Dustminion and MarkyMark are both going to overtake Johnny because of the routing confusion at the moment. I think Dust is out to an early lead here. And as you can see, I think that Boom Boom was 4 hits. Yeah, it was definitely 4 hits. So you can see the randomized Boom Boom HP coming into factor early. So that does not mean that every Boom Boom is 4 HP. It is still 1 to 5, no matter what. Johnny with the swag, statue kill, Dustminion moving on. So we started in the world that we all wanted them to. However, not exactly the most difficult world. 7F2 is kind of tough. Dust gets a cloud. Very nice. You want to see those early, especially before you see World 6. I mean, World 6, 6-6, 5-9, those are pretty much the levels that you're going to want to see to use that cloud on. Dust moving very nicely. Koopa hitboxes are fixed, so fire kills are easier. However, hitboxes can still be suggestions at times. It looks like Ludwig is a vanilla 3-hitter. Dustminion out early, 359. MarkyMark takes some damage, but he's got to be careful here. Watch out for the high jumper. I think he's a 4-hitter, actually. Sticks the landing. Johnny getting his cloud, falling a little bit behind with the routing issues. Johnny, a very good player, though. Anything can happen at this point. It's still early. Dust out to a nice lead, though. You'll love to see it if you're him. Might feel a little behind because... Oh, he gets a hammer. Okay, so that's interesting. He's going to play this first fort. Can't blame him. You don't see any locks on the screen. Odds are something's blocking your path. With the hammer, more potential to scout ahead, but it's just going to play the fort, which... I'm not sure what I would do in this situation. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how the seed is. MarkyMark is checking the pipe first. He's going for it. He doesn't care. He hasn't got time for this. He knows he's playing good players. He's the new kid on the block. He's trying to prove himself here. A win against these players for MarkyMark would be incredible for his confidence, I would have to imagine. Dust checking the pipe, finding the bad news. He's not going to use the hammer. There's no guarantee it breaks locks. He is going to have to play a stage. This is 6 something. 6. I'm horrible with that. Oh my gosh, this 6-10 for MarkyMark. Tons of Paragoombas. Worst enemy in the game by far. Not even close. Dust making it out. 6-9 maybe, that was what that was. Feel free to correct me at any point. I take no offense in that. For the moment, MarkyMark is going to take a slight lead over the others. However, he is down a hammer, so if hammers do break locks and there's a really good spot to use it, Dust is going to come roaring back into the lead in a big way, But MarkyMark gets another hammer, and, you know, a strategy is, you hear, see a fort, do a fort. I also know there's a strategy that I've done before of get a cloud, use a cloud, or get a hammer, use a hammer to try to just bully your way through the seed and hope you get hammers along the way, which is exactly what's happening for Marky. So he is not going to be hurting for hammers at the moment. But with that being said, hammers can skip an entire world sometimes. So might come into play later. We'll see. Dustminion getting a little bit of a marathon. He's getting a bit of a marathon. Panic ensues. Okay, there we go. When that happens, you always wonder if it's ever going to stop, and if it's the one time that it actually doesn't ever stop. So, moving on. MarkyMark going back to the pipe. I missed the layout. He must have to play this fort, so Dustminion still going to be in pretty good shape to keep pace with Marky. MarkyMark using that hammer early, feeling them good vibrations. I'll see myself out. Okay. JonnyLink battling back, trying to make up the time that he lost with the routing in World 7. Dust is plugging along. He's going to play this other Hammer Brother, which we don't think we've seen this item yet. A star. Not a bad power-up to have, honestly. And here, I think we're going to see some cloud usages. This is probably the worst level left in, since the beta stages are not in this flag set because it's all vanilla levels. We will see those in the hide flag set. Johnny getting his hammer, thankfully. I might even use a hammer here. Actually, no, because the beta stages are not. Dust not powering up further. Didn't see if he had anything else. Gotta be careful here. Can be a very tricky level here. There's not going to be any power-ups. This is complete and utter disaster if he dies here. Probably going to see him take his time. MarkyMark using another hammer just to skip 6-6. I thought he had a cloud. He might not, but he wants no part of 6-6. Dustminion, thankfully, getting through the end there. I had my breath held. I don't know about everybody else. Johnny choosing to play 6-6. He's right back in it as well. Mark is ahead at the moment, I would say. However, he is at a severe item disadvantage now with 0 hammers, and the others have 2. Didn't see if JonnyLink uses hammer in the beginning or not. Trying to keep track of everybody. Bear with me here, folks. But Dustminion and Mark on to the airship. Very tight race through 2. Oh! And we have something with our world order right now. I'm not going to say anything else. Everybody knows. We saw 7. We saw 6. Don't say anything. Let it happen. Come on, game. We've had 4 bridgers. Everyone knows what we want. Please let me be the one to roll it. I rolled this, so any jank, direct your complaints or praises to me. Let's go. 5, 5, 5. Oh. Okay. Reverse world order dead. Dust. I didn't hear if he tried to use, he had to have tried to use the hammer there and it didn't work. So MarkyMark with the heads up plays to break what he knows can be broken, and he still can get more hammers. So some of the later flag sets, the World 1 rock next to the Toad House can be broken, not this. But yes, I appreciate anybody in chat helping me keep track of anything that I miss. By all means, no offense taken here for any correction or letting me know so we can commentate this as best as possible with one person. We're in 1-5 here. Mark's trailing slightly behind Dustminion. Dust does have 2 hammers, 1 for World 2 and 1 for World 1, or I'm sorry, World 4, if useful, and 2 for World 3. So when you're in this situation, you want to see World 3 as soon as possible. You want World 3 to be the very next world. You need to figure out if these hammers are useful or not. Gives you critical information about, you know, whether you feel behind, how you should continue to play the seed. Dust has the tail for 1-6 in its vanilla position, I think. Let's see the map. No, not even close. Alright, we're on to 1-2. In these flag sets, I want to see 1-3 early, because it's pretty much guaranteed to be in World 1. And I like items, especially early. We'll see if it's the final level that they're going to play. JonnyLink coming to 1-6 as well. What do we got here? 1-1. So we are not going to see any 1-3 items. If the one fort could definitely be in this world, given the layout. Doesn't have to be. So we may be missing out on that item as well. The runners don't care, though. It's time to go fast. It's fast time. Alright, we got one more Hammer Brother fight before the end of the world. Dust playing it safely with the quick jumping Chungus brothers. And he wants to see the World 6 airship here, so he can fly since he has the tail. It's the World 7 tail. Still really good power up for this airship. Some people damage boost out of it for the P-speed at the end. It's one of those things, again, depends on how I'm feeling, because the tail is safer. But since we already saw Fort Knox, I'm probably ditching it for P-speed, but never scoff at someone maintaining power-ups, because tail can be very big for other stages, like 7-2, whichever one the music note bridge is on, and some of the other ones, tail is really good for. Get your guesses in chat, as Dustminion is heading on to the 4th world. I want to see World 3. I want to see if the hammers are useful and what's going to come of it. About 15:05 on the fade out, and we get World 3. Oh man, not a good layout for double hammer. We all know Stewie would do it blindly, but not, and probably be punished for it, since it happened about 7 times to him and him only in the last tournament in Speed Gaming Live. Sorry, Stewie. But it does not look like the hammer play is that great of a play here, because you have a pipe that could take you to the end, could take you to where you need to go. There's forts on the other side. If I'm the player, Dust with the Matrix-like dodge there. What a dodge, maintaining the power-up. 3-9, I hate this level. There's usually Paragoombas. The ending is dicey with the bloopers. All of our runners managing to play very well. I can't recall a death at this point. And now Dust in 3-8 with the Angry Sun. Still relatively benign in this stage. Except for right here at the end. He can nip your toe there if you're not careful. JonnyLink doesn't need a power-up. He's got a Fire Flower. Let's see if he can avoid the damage here. This is such a trolly part at the end. He kills the blooper, but... Okay, what do we got? We got 1 lock. I think this is a 3-bridger, or a 3-forter. Definitely a 3-forter. Do it, Dust. Do it. Oh, actually not a bad idea to use the double hammer there, because, I mean, I only see, it's 2 forts, never mind. I only see, 1 lock. It could be free. You could save a level here by double hammering, which I suppose it's really not worth it since you haven't seen World 2. You can skip 2 or 3 levels in World 2, up to 4, given the placement. So I don't blame him for holding on to the hammers here. I probably would have checked all the pipes to see the end. He may have, and I didn't see it. He's going, oh! Thought he was doing the flyer, the canoe strats there for a second. Bails out, though. Not going to check that final island. Okay. Never mind. Mark gives us the bad news. A fort will have to be played. Divergence here. We got 5F1 for Dustminion, a much faster fort than 6F3 for Mark. Dust getting a great star there, allows you to speed to the end. Very easy to P-speed, even for beginners when you get a star there. It's a great feeling. JonnyLink also going for 6F3. Very interesting. Dustminion could concede the lead here. Let's see. Won't know until he scrolls the screen. Dust has got it. So that's pretty big for him, extending his lead here. JonnyLink and MarkyMark played an extra fort. Kind of a long stage, to be honest. And they're also going to have to play this level. So Dustminion is out to a commanding lead now, I would say. He doesn't know that. But in World 3, when you guess right on the 50-50, especially after playing a level, feels good, man. We got a Wendy fight here. Fixed hitboxes, not as hard to hit. Gets the fire kill. 1923. Let me write this down. Dustminion is going to be going into our 5th world. Get your guesses in the chat for what you think it will be. Let's see World 5 now. Let's see if there's any Paradox Pipe shenanigans or 5-9s, etc. Dust too quick on the button mash, and it is World 5. I think that's 2 in a row for me. 3 on the seed, I want to say. And we get a World 5 level. 5... 4? I don't know. But it has to be played. You would think I would know these by now. We see 2 forts here. This could be the 3-forter since he's going to have to play both of them if it's not a 3-forter, because in World 5, if it's 2 forts, the blue fort will always break the lock and the tan one will always build the bridge. However, if there are 3 forts, that goes out the window. Alright. So, Mark and Johnny about a minute and a half, minute 45 behind Dustminion. So Dust performing very well, gets through the ice fort, has the fire flowers. That breaks the lock, so I apologize, I rolled an invalid seed. However, since from what we can tell so far, if it's a 2-forter, well, this is going to build a bridge no matter what anyways, but it has to be played. And then he's going to have to take another level, which could be a required 5-9. I'm not trying to jinx them or commentators curse them or anything, but I'm just stating the simple fact that it could be 5-9. Mwahaha. Yep, good point by Zero Wing. If you're the runners, you want to see the first pipe you check. Take you to the Twisty Castle so you don't have to play it. It's an annoying level. It's just a pipe transition in disguise. Roughly the equivalent to a level and a half time-wise. Dustminion wants this pipe to take him to the Twisty Castle. And it does, so he's relieved, doesn't have to play it. Does have to play a coin chip. This could give the runners about 15 seconds back if they manage to avoid it. But they're not going to want to because that's a cloud. And in my experience, the Group 1 flags, 5-9, winds up at the end here quite often. So let's see what we get. 2 opportunities. Alright, we got 5-8. Significantly easier if you P-speed it. Plays basically the same way every time. Until we enable the Smart Lakitu, which is not on this flag set. Thus, expertly navigating 5-8. Alright, 5-9, I'm telling you, incoming. Not even gonna check, he knows. He's played this flag set enough, he knows 5-3 is also in the pool still. He's got World 2 and World 4 left. There's not really too many tough stages, besides 2-3 out of those worlds, I would say. So, smart decision to cloud there, in my opinion. Dust putting the pedal to the metal, as they say. He's got 1 speed. Go. Johnny snipes that punk Lakitu before he can get him there at the end. Very nicely done. Mama always said life was like a box of hammers. Alright, it would appear Mark is going to get the cloud as well. The level that Dust skipped was... don't remember. Dust using the hammer, going around to the fort, which... I didn't get a good look at the layout, but it looks like... I gotta look at it again, but I think this fort that he's going for is required based on the layout. He has a hammer, so might as well. Let's see. Alrighty, hammered. Yeah. It's 4F1, Troll Fort. Will the troll be paid? Not yet. He's gonna play it safe, wants to keep the fire flower, don't blame him. No troll paid for Dustminion. Very nicely done. Vix Rider, a league participant in Season 1 and several of the randomizer tournaments, raiding with a party of 4. Thank you very much. Welcome. Okay. So now, unless he has another... Wait. Okay, he's going to use the music box. Wise decision. So that fort was absolutely required to get to the end. Very nice decision to use the hammer, which I don't believe Mark picked up another one, so he's going to have to play that level. And 4F2, linked with 4F1 in World 4, as is tradition. I was about to say, I'm betting you it's going to be a vanilla 4-4. And it is. Not a super long level, but can be kind of annoying with the lack-of-twos here at the end. They can snipe you. Dust is out of World 4 already. And into the World 1 airship. To fight the infamous Iggy hitbox, but he's a chump. One hitter. World 2 is last. Dust has a hammer for this. Great position. Coming into the latter half of this seed. Mark getting a P-Wing. Dustminion pretty much kept the lead. This has got to be the 3-forter, and well, this isn't going to do it, but you better beat this the regular way, I'd say. Do not go for the item here. You have no idea what lock this is going to... Yeah, Dust. Oh, man! Somebody clipped that! I almost swore there. Takes damage and clips. I've never seen that before. That was incredible. Well done, Dust. Dust is really playing well tonight. Dust is his his hardest critic, and was sort of on the fence about joining the league this season, but putting on a clinic here, playing really, really well. We got 5F2. And then this is going to guarantee to break that lock. So the hammer is not going to come into play here in World 2. Thankfully for Mark. Dust is going to take this pipe. We got at least a 4-hitter on Boom Boom. Throws you off every time. I just tell myself he's 5 hits every time. That way I don't make the mistake. Yeah, hammer going to be completely useless here. Let's see where the pipe takes us, though. I want to see a trolley 2-3 to end it. No. Shucks. Okay. As we approach World 8, you know what to do. How many bridges is going to be required to finish the seed? I always go for 0. Because in my experience, that tends to be the case quite often. Dust going for the fire kill. Missed a couple fireballs, but he gets it rather nicely, I should say. 29-40. Let's see how big of a lead he has going into World 8. Anything can happen in World 8, though. You get somebody that takes the absolute best path and the... Okay, Johnny He's trying to get the item here. It would have saved him time if he was able to get it right away. However, this boo is giving him all sorts of problems. Still going to get the item. I think we're still need a Kingslayer. And he gets a star, though. As if Tazzle rolled the seed herself. We at least got a Fire Flower in the inventory. World 8 clouds are basically... Oh, there's our Kingslayer, never mind. So, 3 opportunities to get a Hammer Suit in World 8. Every hand stage is going to be in its native world. And they're all going to have Hammer Suits. Okay, seed's acceptable, everybody. We got Spike Fort in World 2. The layout is shaping up to be quite advantageous for Dustminion. He doesn't know it, but when you're in the lead, you want to see a linear layout. That way your opponent doesn't have any opportunity to gamble and snipe it away from you. So if I feel like I'm ahead, this is exactly what I want to see. JonnyLink coming up on his airship as well. And that breaks the required lock. And the linear path continues because nobody, unless you're feeling extremely behind, is probably going to play that level and continue on that path. We're in the dark world. There's a lock. 4 bridges is way out, and it's free. Free 8. Exactly what you want to see when you're ahead. Dust's got his hammer suit, his star, ready for business. In the driver's seat. He's about 2 minutes ahead, 2 minutes and change ahead of JonnyLink. But remember, this is a Mario Kart style point system. Finishing second is huge. 6 points goes a long way. Johnny will get his hammer suit here in the first hand stage. Mark right behind. Dust trying for some clips. Gonna give up on it. Bowser Hallway is random. Gotta take it very carefully. These fireballs can appear out of nowhere. Laser, FU laser, avoids it. Tippy toe. Watch out for the hitbox. Bowser's hitbox is fixed. You cannot just run up to him and slam him with hammers, or you will lose your hammer suit. GG to Dustminion, everybody. Get your GGs in chat for Dustminion, who is going to finish with a racetime.gg time of 33 minutes and 17 seconds. But we got a battle for second here. I wish there was a little more parity in the in this World 8 so we could see a battle between JonnyLink and MarkyMark for second. Anything can still happen, obviously, but the path was pretty linear. I'd be surprised to see either of these runners go a different route. But let's see. JonnyLink breaking the lock. Yeah, nobody's going to take that level and continue that path. Sees a pipe, not even checking the rest. He's going to find the end, be very happy. And there you go. About as easy as World 8 as it can get. I'll try to do better for the second seed. I mean, it is Jekyll after all. I mean, it's standard. You're supposed to prim and proper Jekyll. But Hyde's coming. Hyde's coming. Jekyll feels a twitch. Johnny goes for this alternative clip here. It works for him. A little bit different of timing. MarkyMark not out of it though. If Johnny can't clip or loses the Hammer Brothers suit here, he is struggling. JonnyLink's audio is not usable. Let me see if I can... There we go. Bear with me, folks. I'm a caveman with most of this stuff. And I must have missed JonnyLink getting the clip or going the standard way because he's already done. MarkyMark just behind, gonna come up just short, unfortunately. However, great race by everybody. Very close matchup. Dust was just on another level. This seed, we'll see what happens in the second one. As long as Mark remembers, he does. Little bit of trouble, but he's through. So get your GGs in the chat for JonnyLink and MarkyMark. We're going to finish in second and third place, respectively. We're going to get the second seed, the hide seed, rolled up, and I will explain those flags when we come back. So stay tuned, folks. We will be right back with the second seed and more Mario 3 Randomizer. And there's a second match after this as well. So we will be right back in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Dustminion's timer. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I am DLP316. We got our second seed of the match. What does Dustminion do with this timer? 1 second. Gearing up, ready to go. As I said before, the theme of this season is Jekyll and Hyde, where Jekyll, you will know the flags. They are more standard flags. And Hyde is just, well, if you know anything about Jekyll and Hyde, is a little erratic and a little more chaotic. So these are the flags. It's going to be the same as the Jekyll flags. However, the stages are shuffled, so the betas are now in play. The levels are not native to their worlds, but here's the caveat with the Hyde seed. The flags I'm about to say right now may or may not be on. Okay? So we got the Karibo shoe on Stomp. So jumping on the Karibo shoe, it may give them the power up. Faster mushroom houses, which means as soon as you enter the mushroom house, you can go get the item. Faster end level card. Hammers damaging Koopalings, which we haven't seen in a while outside of a weekly. If you happen to have a hammer suit on, you can kill the Koopalings now. The vanilla statue room at the end may or may not be on, so clipping might not be necessary. You may or may not be able to skip the wand cutscene at the end of an airship, so jumping for the wand saves time. 1-up mushrooms may being poison may be on, so any 1-up that comes out of an item box could be poison. Mushroom houses could be disabled completely. Time attack mode could be on, which means that every time you take damage, you lose time off your timer, which makes things a little more chaotic. And Smart Lakitu could be on, and Smart Lakitu is a pain in the butt. I'm just going to say that right now. When you're used to playing Lakitu a certain way, and all of a sudden he's a sniper, it can be very, very difficult. So let me send the runners off. Get your guesses in chat for what world you think we're going to start in. I want to see 7 again. The usual Zero Wing says, let it happen. We got some World 3s, some 2s, 6 gang, more 3s, 2. I just want to see pure chaos. I want the Hyde name to live up to the expectation. So chat, help me out by pointing out anything I miss, because with the may or may not, makes it that much harder to track 3 people by myself, so just let me know. Should be starting here any second, though. We'll see Mark's timer start counting down here any second. There we go. All right. What do we got? I mean, I tried. I'm trying, peeps. That's the second time in a row we got World 7 to start. Kind of similar layout to the first one. Johnny's going to go ahead and play the plant stage, looking for an item early. Along with those flags that I mentioned, we still have hammers may or may not break locks on the standard side. And Boom Boom HP is still randomized as well. Mark finds the Promised Land. I might even go seeing what those stages are. That way I can get a power-up for the plant. If I come back and get a cloud and it's a nasty level, I can skip it. But it's a star. Seed might as well have been rolled by Tozzle. Mark dodging the Piranha at the end there. We got the Air Force. Not sure, based on pipe transitions and everything, exactly who's in the lead at the moment. It appears like JonnyLink is. However, Mark is the only one that found the end. And that was the answer. So Mark is going to have the advantage of knowing where the end is. Johnny, and there's only one way to get there, so Mark should pop out to a lead here, depending on what Dustminion does. Dust is going to go the same way as JonnyLink, so Mark should take a little bit of a lead here, unless they can find a pipe that skirts them around to the end. But oftentimes that final pipe is a troll going to the room with the view, or this Toad House. Fast Toad House is in play. See, you can only do it once, though. It looks like 7-5 on Mark's side. Trying to take the death. It's going to take the other route. Thankfully for them, it's at a fork in the road. Yeah, you're definitely you'd much rather go over Niagara Falls in a barrel than do 7-5, so Mark out to a slight lead. And Dustminion following suit. JonnyLink must not realize that he's at a fork in the road, or he's just going to take the death now. Hopefully he sees that he can go the other way, which he does. 2-5 on Mark's side. No power-ups, Paragoombas galore. Gets roll reversal, stomped on by a Koopa as opposed to stomping on the Koopa. Still gonna have the lead, however, it has shrunk a little bit. Looks like he's gonna... Oh man. The Valkyria, Sinister would say. Paragoomba out for blood. We'll see if he'll stop for a power-up here. Dustminion and JonnyLink. That Koopa is out for blood as well. All three of them dying to the same one. Watch out for the Paragoomba at the end that likes to be there. There he is. Okay, Mark should be out, but that evens things up significantly. Dustminion gonna use a star. Should take the lead here or be in sync with Mark since, yep. Basically synced. Another star. Game not doing these guys any favors. We're off to the World 7 castle, and it's the World 4 airship. We're going to see some P-speed on Dustminion side. It's going to be retaking the lead here. Yeah, Stewie, if I had to put a lot of money on it, I would be guessing the same exact thing. Mark taking some damage on Ludwig. Got to be careful here. Johnny in the fight. Dustminion gonna escape World 1/7. Mark checking to see if jumping for the wand is on. It is not. So you do not want to jump for the wand, unfortunately. We're about 10 seconds apart from each other. Let me pull up the... So let's see. So we definitely have Fast Mushroom House on. Let's see World 6, by the way. Fast Mushroom House on. Well, Dream's dead. Fast Mushroom House is on. Vanilla cuts, or the wand cutscene is off. I think the fast end level card is off as well. I haven't seen that. We haven't seen Lakitu or any poison up mushrooms. I don't think Time Attack is on. Let me see. Dustminion with his commentary to the people. I need to see when somebody takes damage again to see if the time decreases. If Time Attack is on and a player takes damage, you'll see the timer go down by 100 in-game seconds. Let's see what Boom Boom's HP is as well. A 1, a 2, a 3. So that Boom Boom is vanilla. We'll see if that is the case, but that builds a bridge, so it's an easy World 4. Dust is going to help himself to some Hammer Brothers, want some more items, already has a hammer, and that could very well pay off very nicely for him because that is a second hammer. Johnny is also going to make that decision and get his hammer. Mark is going to miss out. So that will give him the lead for about a second until Dustminion catches right back up. Dust with the fire, however. Mark just Super Mario. Johnny on the same airship as well. Let's go. Hopefully it's this close the entire match. Mark stopping for a star. Johnny already has everything he needs, so he should be able to catch up a lot of time here going for full P-speed. Iggy is a bouncy boy there. Wow. He was... he was on one. Jeez. Dustminion, couple seconds ahead of Mark, who is a couple seconds ahead of Johnny. We got a close one here, folks. Still some flags outstanding. Let's see World 3. Dust gets a cloud. Yep, we don't know if hammers break locks here, so we find 7-8 though. This can be a nasty stage. If you're fully powered up, it's not too bad. Mark's not even bothering going to see if the hammer is going to break the lock. A valid play. I would do what Dustminion is doing. I prefer to find out before I commit myself to a fort that might not need to be played. But Dust also has 2 hammers and Mark only has 1. So this is going to be bad news for Mark, though, if this doesn't break the lock and hammers do. And Johnny, for that matter. Because Dustminion is essentially losing no time to do this. He's going to get a lot of critical information that'll tell him more about the rest of the seed. So Dustminion definitely making the better play here, in my opinion. I like to find out before committing, like I said. Gets a Tanuki suit for the hand stage, so that's what we're going to have for all the hand levels. Gets a second one. How do you like the first one? We had first Tanuki. How about second? And Moment of Truth. Hammers do not break locks. But, so, crisis averted for JonnyLink and MarkyMark. But as you see, Dustminion is only going to lose the time it takes to backtrack to play this fort, a couple seconds. So, still made the better play in my opinion. But, you know, works out for everybody. Still going to be very close coming into the castle here. This Boom Boom is also 3 hits, which is leading me to believe that he is probably vanilla. I'm actually quite happy that hammers don't break locks because now we're basically synced. Dust is checking another hammer or another Toad House. He's looking for a Kingslayer. He wants it. He needs it. He's got to have it. Which allows JonnyLink to take a slight lead. All our players are very close, within a few seconds. We got Big Boy Larry. 2 hits. Johnny early on the timing. A little bit of a hitbox there. They were fixed, yet still a suggestion. Dust not going to have enough time to fly. However, he's going to be about 5 seconds behind Johnny. Mark, approximately 10 to 12. Just estimating here. 11-10, wand grab by the king. 11-15 for Dust. And yeah, so I was pretty much spot on there. So Mark about 12 seconds behind Johnny. This fort has to be played no matter what. It's the Navy. It's easy. Hammer looking like it's going to be a pretty good play here. Likely to skip 2 levels at the very least. So thankfully Mark does have a hammer for this, but he's going to want one for World 6 just in case. Dust has 2 and so does Johnny. I would imagine they're going to use one here regardless. When hammers don't break locks, you can't really ask for much more than a 2-level skip. Especially when there's only 4 worlds, or, yeah, 4 worlds that, wait, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 worlds that you can use it in. Johnny maintaining his slight lead over Dustminion and Mark through 3-8. And is this a Jekyll flag set? Because this is 3-9. The second time we're seeing this. Nice P-speed by Johnny. Oh, baby! Improvises, overcome, improvise, adapt. Hits the Micro Goomba over the little H. Very nicely done. Dust misses, but not losing too much time. And MarkyMark just behind. Oh boy. Okay. There's 5-9. We have clouds though, so they will not be playing this. I expect them to probably save their progression here in the pipe and hammer to the end. Would be a shame if that final level was Atlantis, am I right? Am I right, chat? Huh? Johnny, check. Oh boy, this could be Smart Lakitu. I think it is not. We'll see. Johnny going from one Lakitu to the other. Does Dust not have a cloud? I thought they all had clouds. This could be an item mismanagement on Dust's side, but I have to see his inventory. Maybe he just doesn't want to give up the power-up. But I doubt that's what it is. Well, there's another cloud for Mark, so that's just... And Johnny, so, I mean, that cloud usage was exactly what they needed. Dust going for this Hammer Brother as well. Smart Lakitu is definitely not on. I don't think. I can't tell at this point. Dust using his cloud now. Seeing that he has 2, he's going to skip that final level in World 2. So still extremely close. But Dust would have had a lead if he would have clouded 5-9. Right now, about a second apart between Dustminion and JonnyLink. 15-21 wand grab. Mark having to play the coin ship. You hate to see it. And you hate to see when the Hammer Brother does that. Jumps right when you've got everything all lined up. And now he's in a water arena. Thankfully it's not Fire or Boomerang Bros. Gets through it nicely. Very well done by Mark. And there's another hammer. So... oh man. Yeah, I think you gotta do this. This is a very challenging... this would be a very challenging layout for new players. Either play a level and a fort. I mean, this fort is not guaranteed to break that lock, so I don't know about this play from Dustminion. I would go across and play the levels, I think. But like I said, this is a very, very tricky layout. And Dust playing Teeks' favorite level, 2-3. Horrible enemy set. I honestly think Johnny's making the right play here, because if it's 2 forts, then that fort is always going to break that lock and you're good. If it's not, and you go and play it, and you can just go around it with the levels, like, you're screwed. With the high level of play from our players, like, I mean, you play an extra level in a fort, like, you're likely not coming back from that without a catastrophic failure. So I think Johnny is technically making the correct play here. However, you know, it's certainly valid. And wait a second, he went back? Oh, is the time going down? So that means time attack is on. I'm not sure why Johnny's going back. He must... Okay, so that does break the lock. So Johnny didn't need to do this after he was already going through the other way. So he played an extra level here. That's okay, though. Still in it. Yes and no, Stewie. It was either play the fort and go around, play the level in the fort and go around those 2 levels, or take the pipe and play the 2 levels without playing the fort. But they also don't know how many forts this is, so... an argument can be made for doing either, I would say. But they're going to have to play the Twisty Castle, which nobody wants to play, because it's just kind of an awkward level. Dust time definitely went down, so time attack is on. JonnyLink just a room away from Dustminion with MarkyMark about a Hammer Brother fight. About a stage behind, I'd say. Yeah, let's see what the top portion looks like. World 5's tricky sometimes. Okay, so it's just a 2-forter. You got 3 branching paths. Usually take the one that's, you know, when it's like this, you take whatever level you prefer. This is 3-2, 3-3, 3-2. I don't know. On Dustminion's side. JonnyLink getting the Iceberg beta stage. Both levels about the same length. I think Dust was a little faster. 4-2. Thank you. Yes, you're right. Dust continuing to take Toad Houses because you can see how quick it is. I mean, he's looking for a hammer suit. He wants a hammer suit. I was just about to say, I think this is World 1F. Stewie already on top of it. Given the layout. Can absolutely go for the item here if you have a tail. Which neither runner has. Dustminion with the clip in 1F again. Mac and cheeses it with the star, mind you. That, as you can see, that saves about, I don't know exactly, but I mean, 7 seconds getting that clip. You don't gotta wait for that second area with the ceiling coming down. Dust finding 1-4. He's gonna have to play 1 more level after this before, and a Hammer Brother. So things are gonna tighten back up. here for him and JonnyLink very quickly, because Johnny is likely not going to play that Hammer Brother, I don't think. He tends to, regardless of flag set, Johnny seems to be a Hammer Brother skipper, regardless of what flag set he's playing, typically. Dust, oh man, MarkyMark. Been there, done that, my friend. Have done that countless times. That's why, if I am even close to getting P-Speed going into that, I jump a few times, because you get it at an unexpected time. The walls are coming down, but we're going to get to see the item here. Cloud or Kingslayer, and it's a mushroom. Not what you want at all. These guys are pretty loaded with items so far. Dust choosing the Cloud that final level there, blind clouding it. Not the hardest level to finish. So JonnyLink is going to be up a cloud on Dustminion for the remainder of the seed so far. If we see anything nasty, that can be his chance to catch up. I didn't notice, but I don't think he played the Hammer Brother either, so he saved about 15 seconds there. So Dust in the lead, Johnny not far behind. Mark, a little bit of a dark horse at the moment. He's about a stage and a half behind, but anything can happen. We've seen leads evaporate. Dustminion going into 5-1 here. Not too tough of a stage. The end here can get a little dicey depending on the enemy set, but favorable one for the runners. Alright, where does this pipe take us? I see 2 forts, no locks yet, 2 pipes. Okay, so linear world 3, and there you go. There you go. JonnyLink. I mean, it's not in a good spot though, because there is a fort, so honestly, if I have 2 hammers here, I'm probably gonna go back, double hammer, play the fort so that I know that I can cloud Atlantis for sure here. I'm absolutely double hammering here, playing that fort, and then clouding Atlantis. I think we still have World 6, but there's no guarantee. Yeah, because they have 3 hammers. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. Okay, Johnny's just gonna cloud. Alright. Alright, this is a big risk by Johnny here, because he might have to come back. But yeah, if I had the hammers, I think I would double hammer here, play the fort, and that would guarantee my cloud is good for Atlantis. But when you're playing decisions and seeing the whole picture, and that might not even be a good play. That's just off the cuff what I think I would do. Dustminion gonna play some more Hammer Brothers, gets a P-Wing. Desperately looking for a Hammer suit and just not getting it from anywhere. And he's gonna play 5F1, another quick fort. If this stuff is not needed, Johnny is going to be out to a pretty big lead here. We'll see what Mark does. Mark has a chance to make a play here, too. Oh. There's the lock. And it's blocking a pipe, so it all depends. Where do the pipes go? I didn't see what Mark did. I think he may have just clouded as well, so Mark and Johnny could be in trouble here. And they are. Big trouble. So this is going to give Dust a pretty big lead with only one more world to go before World 8. Can still double hammer, I suppose. Alright, no you can't, because you're already, yeah, that's Barney Rubble trouble right there. Johnny's going to use a P-Wing. You can just fly over all of Atlantis, but you do have to come down for the second portion, otherwise you will not be able to complete the level. I think it probably will just cause a 100 coin fine. But yeah, Mark and Johnny gonna have to go back and play Atlantis, and it's gonna give Dust quite the lead here. He's gonna check this pipe, see that it is completely useless. Sorry, not useful. So right here is where you need to come down at some point before the second portion, where you can't, when you don't have the ability to come down. Dustminion coming up to Wendy here. She is a 1-2 hitter. Easy peasy. So, Dust blind clouding burned him pretty bad. However, it didn't burn him as much as it could have, because his opponents did not realize. I mean, it's tough when you're playing the game to see it. You know, I'm commentating. Yeah, well, first of all, I'm an experienced, runner, and I'm commentating. I'm not having to play, so it's a lot easier for me to see these things. But I mean, double hammer there is actually, even though you're not really saving a whole lot, it's a pretty big play there to skip Atlantis. I mean, that's like 90 seconds. This is something. Dust choosing to reverse engineer this world. He's gonna go the back way, which is gonna be the right play. He's got to play at least 1 or 2 levels, but then he's gonna find himself playing a fort, which is gonna break one of the locks to the end. I think. Well, technically it doesn't, so this as well could be a very trolly World 6 here. Yeah, this could be bad. The way that it shakes out, this could, if there's an obstacle blocking the castle, I didn't see if there's 3 forts or not, by the way, so just bear with me, but if something's blocking the castle, this could build that, and they have to go back to the beginning if there's a fort in the beginning. So this isn't guaranteed to, if there's only 2 forts, this is guaranteed gonna give him passage to the end. I didn't see the beginning, I wasn't paying attention. If there's no fort in the beginning, then this will guaranteed take him where he needs to go. But Stewie, yeah, I mean, World 8 is gonna have to be... Okay, so there were no forts in the immediate beginning. So this could break the first lock, causing them to have to go all the way back to play some levels to get to the next fort. I suppose Dust could continue the reverse path and go just play 1 level. Well, it's 1 level either way, but nope. Never mind. Disregard all my rambling. Uses a P-Wing. He remembered he hasn't seen the World 6 airship yet. Best power up to have. Barring a complete catastrophic World 8, I think Dustminion is probably going to go 2-0 on the first place here. Let's see if he gets the off-screen wand grab. Looks like he got it. So very, very well done by Dustminion today in both these matches. The first match, he was just on fire, and the second match, unfortunately, just making some better routing decisions. Johnny and Mark were right there within seconds of him, but they just got a little too aggressive with their clouds and didn't understand the layout first. So World 8, how many bridges? We don't see any locks, so 4 bridgers still alive. Yeah, behind the blue lock, so... 6F1, Dust doing the single damage boost, keeping Big Mario. Dust has a ton of power-ups, by the way, from stopping and getting the Toad Houses because it's so quick to do. It's actually... It's a very viable strategy that I'm probably going to incorporate into my own game. I mean, how fast you can just get those items is... The only drawback is you have to check it once, and if it's not on, then you're just wasting time getting items unless it's a Kingslayer or you desperately need it. But Dust's going to check the second pipe. And that's going to go to the Dark Maze, another pipe. He's looking around. We see a lock. 4 bridges is dead. 1 minus 1. Okay. So now, okay. All things considered, this is turning out to be decently linear. I'm getting the vibe like all 4 forts are required anyways, but chain reaction sort of thing, but we'll see. The other runners are not far, they're still in it, actually. Dust didn't check the first pipe on the first screen. So this could get wild here. Karibo Shoe, is it on? We won't know. If Mark and Johnny check the first pipe and it takes them... This could get interesting here. Because he played the Navy. Here's the fort, and then he's got the Air Force behind it. We haven't seen the real tank. So if the first pipe takes him to like the elbow or something, and that's the real tank, and that happens to be it, JonnyLink and Mark will take this from Dust, so this is not over, folks. We were writing him off, but that hurts Mark right there. That death hurts. I was confusing Johnny and Mark's stream. Mark's still pretty far behind. JonnyLink really probably is the only one that has a chance to snipe Dustminion at this point. Especially after another death. Mark probably feeling a little tilted at the moment. There's the super tank. You can get there, so this Air Force is definitely not required. You can get there without playing this Air Force. So if it is the super tank, Dust with a nice power up for this stage though. Johnny needs to take this first pipe. Johnny needs to take this first pipe. Johnny needs to right route this. Because as it's going right now, he's following in Dust's footstep. If he continues to go this way and the Air Force is the answer, it's going to be all over about the shouting. He's going to have to right route this, which, I mean, you're playing, you're routing, it's such a difficult call to do something like that. But Dust, he's got the tail for 7-2 and Fort Knox, which is outstanding. You love to see it when you're playing. You feel really good about that. Johnny is just going for the hand bridge, so going to be real tough to make up time here. He needed to find that super tank and have that be the answer for him to have a shot at catching up. It's not looking like it's going to happen at the moment, but okay, so it was the Air Force. So even if he did, it wouldn't have worked out for him. So all in all, Johnny actually making the right play here. Dustminion, through all his power-up searches, never found a Kingslayer. Has a Fire Flower, though. A lot more difficult of a fire kill now that Bowser's hitbox is fixed. The key is not letting him jump up on the platform. You can start on the platform, but you want to bail on it pretty quickly. 1-ups are not poisonous. If it were on there, Dust might have lost his Fire Flower. Dust clips, man. He's on fire today. That's at least 3 mac and cheeses. So you want to start off by hammering Bowser as much as you can, and then you want to jump. You want to make him jump to the left for the rest of the kill. So jump now. Yep, there you go. Lead him to the left. Now you got him here in this little trench. You can just continue to fire away. Just avoid the fireballs. Very well done by Dustminion. Very impressive 2 races. So, get your GGs in chat for Dustminion, who is going to win both races today and accumulate 18 points in the Fire Flower division. GG's Dustminion. Okay, so it appears we're going to get a 1, 2, 3, the same as the first race, barring catastrophe for JonnyLink. Mark is going to have to find the hand bridge and make his way to the Air Force, which is the answer. And joining me is the winner of both races, put on a heck of a performance with those clips and everything else. Hit your GGs in chat. Welcome, Dustminion.
Hi.
So, that Atlantis placement right after a blind cloud, how do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. There was a high chance that the level at the fort that was like right below it was the answer. I don't actually know the total layout of water, but
it was
the answer. So I was correct.
Correct. However, what I suggested was that, and I think, did you have 3 hammers at the time?
No, I only had 2 the whole time.
So Johnny had 3. I suggested that I would absolutely double hammer there, play the fort for safety, and then cloud. Him and MarkyMark just both clouded, and they had to come back. So that's where it was very close up until that point, and that's where you ran away with it at the end there.
Yeah. I forgot I had a cloud for 5-9.
Yeah, yep. I figured you did. I was like, there's no way he would play this if he knew he had a cloud right now. They both clouded. It was still very close at that point. You guys were within, I think, 12 seconds through the first, 3 to 5 worlds. It was a very close race. Get your GGs in chat for Johnny, by the way. He's going to finish in second with a 39-39.
Nice work, Nice work, Johnny.
Yep, the second race was very close. First one, you kind of started with the lead, and you just you executed a little better. And the second one was you won on the routing side for sure. And, well, executed well too, but the routing was what won you the second one.
I kind of lost my marbles during the middle of the first game. I was making these bizarre plays.
Like what?
Like, I could have double hammered in water, but didn't.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I think you made the right play. The layout is, I mean, you could have double hammered there and it could have backfired pretty bad. You had a pipe above 2 levels, so, I mean, you had to pretty much play the first one anyway, so it was only 1 level that you had to check before you got a pipe check. So, I mean, I think you made the right play there. World 5 was a little tricky in the second seed, because it was either play a level in a fort with no guarantee that it's only 2 forts, or go and play 2 levels and go around to the twisty. Johnny started to do that, went back and played the fort, so he played an extra level there, but It was it all ended up being pick your poison. One or the other gave you the answer. And then Mark had a tail for 1F in the second seed, and that was a mushroom. No 5-9 in the first seed. That last level you clouded, it was one of the World 5 levels that wasn't too bad. But I was saying on stream that with 5-9 and 5-3 out there with, you know, only World 2 and 4 to go, it makes sense to cloud there because, I mean, outside of 2-3, there's nothing really too tricky about the remaining levels, so I thought that was a good play too.
Yeah.
But you're off to a very good start in the league. You got 18 points. That sets you up very well. It's going to be a little bit more points in your group just because there's no 4th place. So, yeah. What other thoughts do you have on these seeds?
Well, I better cherish how simple it was to keep track of all these flags while I can.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna go off the rails next week.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, that was another really good, good luck or good fortune, good play that you had. In World 8, in the second seed, you had a tail for 7-2 right into Fort Knox, which was just beautiful.
I was so thankful for that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because in the first game, I took damage clearing Caprona Fort, and I was small for Fort Knox. Was not happy about that.
Yep, I believe you and Mark went and played 7F2 to start, and Johnny just went right ahead and played Fort Knox. So there's a little bit of a diversion there, but I think both of them were required. I can't remember at this point.
I'd have to Oracle, but that's effort.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like Mark is going to be finishing up here pretty soon. Yeah, just had was right there with you guys for most of the second seed. Just had some unfortunate deaths late, and then you know, clouded Atlantis and had to come back and play it anyways. Is always gonna put you behind the 8 ball a little bit. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you gotta take the gamble. I gambled on playing Atlantis being a good play.
Yep, and it turned out to be. Okay, so from what I could tell from the randomizer settings, time attack was on, I believe.
Yes.
1-ups were not poison.
Let me.
No one. Go ahead.
I can tell you that disable mushroom houses was not on.
Right. Yeah.
And,
I'm guessing you were looking for a hammer suit at any chance you could, or were you just going for items?
I just wanted items. I needed things to tide me over.
Okay, fair enough.
There was another flag that was disabled. Oh right, the cutscene skip is not there.
Yep, you all checked the cutscene. Nobody went in the statue room yet. Nobody had a hammer suit for the Koopa kids. Nobody stomped on a Karibo shoe. I believe the end card was normal.
Lakitu was normal.
Yep, Lakitu was normal, and time attack was on, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to keep track of everybody, and I saw somebody take damage, and I swore somebody went from like a Tanuki to small, and I got panicked for a second. I was like, oh wait, no, never mind. I just missaw it.
Ooh, Marky got the clip.
Yep. Second or third try, very done, or very well done. Got to remember that the hitbox is fixed here. Kind of lead Bowser to the left after this initial barrage so he doesn't get the high ground.
There we go.
Yep. Careful here.
Okay.
Alright. So, get your GGs in chat, everybody, for MarkyMark679, who's going to finish in 3rd place with a time of 46:58. Very well done. Valiant effort. Just had some things go the wrong way for him. We'll see if he wants to join us for an interview here. Forgot to mark Johnny done. Looks like he raided the channel, so I'm not sure if he was going to join us for the interview. We'll see if Mark is.
Yeah, he said it's too late for him.
Okay, fair enough.
We got Marky coming up soon.
Yep. While we're waiting for Mark to join us, let me pull up the schedule here. And with that, we have Marky Mark joining us. GG, sir. How you feeling?
I don't see him lining up.
Or wait.
He moved up for a second and then...
Yeah. Mark, if you're talking, we cannot hear you at the moment. So while we're waiting, right now on SpeedGaming 5, we have the second Fireflower group running. Animus United, Arcade Riot, and Leslie Pro 04. So when we're done here, definitely go over and check that out. And then tomorrow at 10:30, we have a Kingslayer division match between myself, Human Mustard, Macobra, and Midiguy DP. That will be commentated by Tozzle. Same flag set. Fireflower and Kingslayer are the same for the regular season, as I said. And then I think the other Kingslayer division was lining up as well. I think we might have Mark. Mark, are you there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. GG's on the seed. How? Give us your thoughts on those two seeds.
That first seed I liked. The second one was a little bit rough, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second one, you guys were all very close for basically until World 3 when Atlantis reared its ugly head. Dustminion decided to play it. He only had 2 hammers, and I'm presuming wanted to keep one for World 6, but you and Johnny, I think, had 3. You could have double hammered, played the fort, and then clouded Atlantis. He chose to cloud immediately, and it ended up biting you, and that's sort of where Dustminion pulled away. He just played Atlantis, and you guys clouded and then had to come back, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I
only had one hammer.
One.
Oh. Okay,
I used one
never mind then.
in Desert.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I wanted to double hammer, but I couldn't.
I see. Okay, so Johnny definitely had 3. I saw in his inventory, so looks like Johnny would have been the only one that was able to make that play. So clouded Atlantis. Unfortunately, it backfired a little bit, but I mean, you were right there for that entire seed. You were, I think, JonnyLink and Dustman. You were sort of swapping the lead, and then you were basically like 10 seconds behind them, like the whole race. So it was, despite how it finished, you were right there. So definitely, performance to be proud of.
Can I just say, hammers did not break locks at all in either seed.
Yeah. Yep. as is tradition, apparently, when it's may or may not, seems to.
Of course, in my practice seeds, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did in most of my practice seeds.
Yep. Boom Boom's HP was random in the first seed. The second seed, it looked like it was vanilla.
It was normal. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, week 1 we got Dustminion with 18, Johnny with 12, and Mark with 6. But like I said, anything can happen with only 3 players per group. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the chaos of the next seed. Do you guys have anything else to add about these?
No.
Okay. Mark,
No, I
any
don't have
further
anything
thoughts
else.
on the seed?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, head on over to SpeedGaming 5 and check out the other race, which I'm sure is a thriller. 3 players, not new to the scene, and they are very close in skill set, I think, so they should be very close races. And then, like I said, tomorrow we have a match at 10:30, Kingslayer Division, and I believe the other Kingslayer Division is going to be playing tomorrow at 7 p.m. as well. It's just not on the schedule yet. So
yeah, we'd have to add it, or see if they had actually confirmed that they're going to do it on that time.
Yep. But still got plenty of Mario 3 matchup. We still have the other Tanuki division, which is hopefully going to be played sometime later this week. But yeah, other than that, head on over to SpeedGaming 5, DLP 316, and for the runners, Dustminion, MarkyMark, and JonnyLink put on a hell of a performance. So give them a follow if you got a second. And we'll see you next time for some more Mario 3 Randomizer League. Really looking forward to it. GG's, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the Discord, we have a sheet I think that Marky made, listing all the total scores of this league at this moment in time, and that will be updated momentarily.
Yep. Very nice spreadsheet that Mark made in the standings part, and I just want to give another shout out to Crateris, who made our layout again this season. I love it. Looks really sharp. So huge shout out and thanks to him for doing that for us again. So all right, GG's everybody. Everybody have a nice weekend.
All right. Bye for now. See you over on SpeedGaming 5.
Yep.
Bye for now.